we have finished one page. And this thing is 12 pages long. And we haven't actually finished one page because Death Game Park is still on page 1. Oh dear. Oh dear, this is going to take a while. But I hope you're enjoying this. I hope this isn't all in vain and pointless and dumb for me to be recording. What do you think so far? Leave a comment. Let me know if you've ever heard of any of these, or if I've made you curious or interested in any of them. There were definitely some of them that I said are definitely worth watching. What do you think? Hello, and thanks for clicking on this video. Now that somebody has all of a sudden decided to mow their lawn, because why not? You think my inside of my house is never ever silent. Outside of my house is never ever silent either. My neighbors just never stop. And by neighbors at this moment, I'm talking about like within a like 3-4 house radius of everywhere. Because they all have to pick different days to do their lawns. They can't all just pick the same day and just get it all done with. No! They all have to pick their own day so that they can make it noisy literally 7 days a week. Because why not? I love the sound of lawnmowers. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked into stuff that makes me mad. This is supposed to be a fun video, a good video, a happy video. Let's get going on it. All of the groundwork and context is in the video that I just uploaded previous to this one. It ended up being really long context of, I hope you'll watch it because it's context and groundwork and it's important. And I'm messing with this thing today. You've probably seen it before. So, let's just get into this. The Japanese movies. There might be 2 videos on the Japanese movies. I don't know because there's quite a few of them. There's like legit quite a few. So this is the Can My Memory Recall when I don't have my records anymore. And this is the Japanese movies that I am starting on. And I'm cheating by looking them up online because I hate lawnmowers. My gosh, I hate lawnmowers. Because, what was I going to say? It totally interrupted me. Most of these things I remember something at least when I see the name of it. But, you know, when I actually, that's the point of the record book. When I see pictures, way more comes back to me. I don't know. Most of them are probably only once. There's probably a lot of them that were twice. And some of them were like more than twice. And some of them the second time was more recently. And some of them the second time was very shortly after the first time. The first movie on my list, the first 3 movies are listed first because it starts with a number. 13 Assassins. I didn't put it in T for 13 because it's literally written as the number 13 Assassins. Apparently I watched this movie on October 16th, 2012. Some of these I have a date for. Most of them don't have a date for. I really do not remember much. Both 13 Assassins and 47 Ronin, let's just mention them both at the same time. Both of these movies, part of me only sort of wants to count them as Japanese movies. 13 Assassins more so, but 47 Ronin, because it's Keanu Reeves is the main character, it feels like it's kind of cheating to call it a Japanese movie because I'm like, your main character is not Japanese. Like, what is he even doing in a movie about samurais? Both of these movies, I'm pretty sure, I just randomly found in random bins of cheap movies. And that's why I bought them, because I was interested in the Japanese stuff. So it's exciting when I find the Japanese stuff right here in the store in person that I can pick up and buy rather than having to find it online. Right? Right, of course. Guess what? Some of these things, this is why it feels even more like a cheat to even call it a Japanese thing. 13 Assassin and 47 Ronin. I had to look up on IMDb. I had to find it on IMDb. My Dorama list doesn't have them. They're like the bad version of. They're like, literally, like these days I would not bother watching something like that. The only reason I did, legit, the only reason I did was because I couldn't find anything else. Like, I was just getting started and didn't know what I was doing. They're really not that great. And then another one that I also had to find on IMDb of all things, and this doesn't make sense that I had to find it here. This one should have been on my Dorama list. It's not even on Asian Wiki, which is really weird. It's called 8 Uppers. And the only reason I remember what it's about is because I read it there. I did remember that it was a group of guys, 8-uppers. This is Kanjani 8. This is one of the Johnny's Entertainment is what it used to be called. Long story, don't get into it. Either way, you hear about Johnny's Entertainment. I still call it Johnny's Entertainment because back in the day when I knew about it and was following these groups, that's what it's called. Got renamed. At the moment, I don't even remember what it is renamed as because Johnny, the guy that was running the company, is no longer alive. And it got passed on to somebody else. And there was a whole, like I said, don't get into it. Go look it up yourself if you want to know more about that. Either way, it was basically because of the Johnny's Entertainment guys that I got into a bunch of this live action stuff. Because I started realizing that the shows and stuff that I was finding, tons and tons of this Japanese stuff go back to the Johnny's Entertainment guys. Because, like, you know, in K-pop, but even more so with the Johnny's Entertainment guys, they're called Johnny's Entertainment because they aren't just singers. Most of them did some kind of acting as well, even more so than the K-pop groups. In the K-pop groups, there's maybe 1 or 2 of them that go into acting, and none of the rest of them really go into acting. I feel like in the Johnny's Entertainment, in these groups, they used to be at least, the older ones, most of the group did more than one thing that they were acting in, and then there was a few of them that was like, did a ton of acting. 8-uppers, it's one of those ones, editing, brain, come on, what was it called? Here we go again, my brain is blanking. I don't remember what it was called. But it was the one that focused on DBSQ, Dating on Earth? Was that what it's called? That focused on the K-pop group. 8-uppers is basically the same thing. It focused on Kanjani 8, which was a K-pop, J-pop group. I'm scattered all over the place. This is getting ridiculous. I promise it'll get better. Or maybe it won't. Maybe that's why this video will be interesting. It's because I'm all over the place. 8-uppers. So I knew it was a group, and I knew there was a baby involved, but that's about as much as I remember about it, to be honest. From what I remember, it was a pretty good movie. It was a decent movie. I'm not regretting the fact that I watched that movie at one point in my life. Can't remember if I watched it more than once. I might have watched it twice. That's about as much as I remember about that one. Now we'll move into stuff that potentially, maybe, I'll be a little more serious about. The first one here is called Sweet Rain on my drama list. I kind of know it better as Accuracy of Death. Or actually, on my drama list, it's Sweet Rain ... Accuracy of Death. Without reading the description or anything, from what I remember about this one, like, it's the guy, he's a Grim Reaper, a Shinigami. He, from what I remember, he's like, you know, he'd step into the real world to, like, reap the soul or whatever, and then, like, step back. So he's, like, stepping through this door, and it's a bit of a sleeper movie. If you watched my groundwork video, you know what I'm talking about. It's a bit of a sleeper movie, but, so, yeah, when you get to the point of the video, when you get to the, basically, like, a plot twist at the end, you're like, oh! And I love that picture. For some reason, I love that picture so much that I had it printed out, and I had it on my wall in the house that burned down. I had that picture on the wall for like a long time because I really liked that picture. There's a whole lot of it, like, I don't remember most of it, but, like, you know, it's hard to describe what I remember without going too long. This is going to be really long. It was a good movie. Not necessarily one of the best I've ever seen in my life, mainly because it's a sleeper movie. So it's like, sleeper movies are like, anyway, so yeah, it's a good movie. Go watch it. The next one on my list is called An Assassin. And my drama list brought something up here, but I'm like, an assassin, I don't remember very well. I mean, I don't remember anything. Hold on. Is this even the correct one? Baba Ryoma is in it, so yes, this is the right one. I saw and Kubota Yuki. I've seen so many of the Japanese things. I'm not even joking. Some of these actors, like, the network. I'm telling you, the network. I should watch this movie again, reading the description. That is kind of, stereotypical, the description. That is rather stereotypical of the assassin movies. They always do it. They're cold-blooded assassin that feels no emotion whatsoever. But coincidentally, during this movie, that's the moment when something awakens their heart, and all of a sudden they begin to question everything in their entire life, after they've literally been raised this way since childhood. I'm like, okay. Anyway. Very, very stereotypical sounding. And yet, as I read that description, I kind of want to go and watch this movie again. Okay, so that's all I can tell you about an assassin. I've made myself curious enough to go and find it and watch it again. I might have to take notes. The next one, what on earth? Takumi-kun series #1. I don't remember the, Back when I was watching all the Japanese stuff, I was not using my drama list as the place that I went to. I don't even know if it existed back then. Or did I just not like it back then? I used Asian Wiki all the time. But anyway, I have it written down as "And the Spring Breeze Whispers." This movie was so cringy. So cringy. That is all I remember, is that it's extremely cringy. If you go and look it up, you'll know what kind of movie it is. And I'm telling you, the actors should not have been in this kind of movie because they weren't good at it. It was just so cringy, is all I remember. I don't remember anything else about it. Kato Keisuke is the reason that I watched this movie. Wrong movie. These two, it was cringe. Bad, no. And Mitsuhime is the next one. It's even before looking it up, I remember it being one of those cutesy ones, but that's like all I really remember about it. Even reading the description, it's sort of kind of maybe jogging a feeling of something, but I don't know. I think it was cute, but it was not memorable enough to be remembered, for lack of a better way of putting it. And then moving on to Assault Girls, and yes, Kuroki Mesa was a female actress that I called a favorite for a while. I'm not entirely sure whether she really actually was a favorite or whether she was just extremely familiar to me. Because, like, I kind of feel like sometimes I went through these stages of calling actors and actresses favorites, but, like, why did I call them a favorite? I feel like I just ended up calling them favorites because I just saw them so often that they were so familiar to me that I, like, felt drawn to them and familiar with them. So I ended up calling them a favorite because I'd seen them in so many things. But I'm like, does that really count as a favorite just because I've seen them in 20 different things? Even if I went and hunted down and watched these 20 different things on purpose with them, what is it that makes somebody a favorite actor or actress? Like, remember the Johnny's Entertainment stuff, by the way? I've been to Japan, and twice I've been to one of the J-pop concert/play things in real life. So I saw some of these people on stage further away. The closest they were ever to me was like, I would not have been able to actually touch them because I wasn't sitting on the end of the row, but a couple of them did walk down the row very near to my seat. So, like, this is a lot more personal to me when I'm talking about the Japanese stuff. It really is a lot more personal to me because I have much stronger. I've never been to Korea and I've never been to China, but I have been to Japan 3 times. So I have, like, much more of a nostalgic bond with all of this stuff. But back to the actual movie itself. Assault Girl is not, from, like, I don't remember what it's about exactly, but from what I remember, it was kind of slightly annoying, and this is why I say, in a way, I'm not sure if I really actually was all that into Mesa, because it seems to me like most of her characters were such strong-willed strong girls that it was like a strong girl before a strong girl was a thing, and it was actually slightly annoying, because, like, she's so strong she doesn't need the men, like, ever, in, like, all the things she ever played in. Another one of those ones that's, like, right up there along the lines of 47 Ronin, where it's like, you think it's a good movie? To be honest, I feel like I thought it was a good movie until I found the good movies, and then I was like, Assault Girl is... Anyway. Have we mentioned any good movie yet? Yes, we mentioned Accuracy of Death. All the others, and 8 Uppers was decent as well. Oh dear, we're not on a very good track here. You're not believing me yet, are you? Hold on a second, I have to look up the next thing because the next one on the list is Aquarian Age. All I remember off the top of my head is that it was weird. It was weird. And my biggest problem with this movie was actually that it stopped in the middle of everything. There's supposed to be an Aquarian Age too, I tell you. It was weird. It was very weird. It left much to be desired. There's something about it that was, like, interesting. I was pulled into it, and I wanted to know more, and that's why I say it's really annoying that there isn't a second movie, because I'm like, what is the rest of the story? I need the rest of it. But at the same time, it's not even that greatly done. So I don't even know. What else am I supposed to say? This is going to be very long. It's already 24 minutes and I've barely gotten through. I just reached B. I just reached B. And this thing is already almost 25 minutes long. Bandage is the next movie. This one I watched because of Akanishi Jin. It's kind of odd to me that they're still listed by their surname first. Jin is his first name. Akanishi is his surname. He, by the way, is someone I saw live in concert in Vancouver because he came to Canada. He's like the only Johnny's Entertainment that came. He came as a solo act, and I'm sad to say his concert when he was in Vancouver was a bitter disappointment, to be honest. Because, yeah, he went through a lot of stuff. There was a whole lot of... I'm not supposed to be talking about background stuff because that's going to make this even longer. The point is, he's the main character in Bandage. I saw a ton. I've seen Jin Akinishi in a ton of stuff. He's one of the ones I've seen, like, a lot. But Bandage itself, I remember it was about a musical group. And unfortunately, that means it's one of those daily life ones, but it's not only daily life, there's also, like, the specific genre of movie that is about, like, it's just like with sports. When, like... Nowadays, like, I never seek out watching a story that is centered on a musician trying to make it in the musician world. I just don't. Because I can't. Because all of them follow the exact same pattern. I don't remember specifics about it, to be honest. But as the band begins to climb the ladders toward major stardom, they get in touch with the dark side of the music industry. Discord surfaces, inevitable frictions emerge, and the unrequited love strains their friendship, threatening to pull the bonds apart. And another bird clock. That shows you how long I've been trying to do this between videos. That's the funniest bird on the bird clock. He's so chatty, and he's got bullet point points for you. He's doing better at his business than I am at this. I am, like, all over the place. I really can't remember much about the actual movies themselves. And I feel like I've lied to you because I promised you there was good ones. And yet, there hasn't been the greatest yet. Nah, most of these examples are not the greatest. Okay, then we get into the next one being Battle Royale 1 and 2. And I think it's potentially these ones. I mean, Fujiwara Tatsuya, that was definitely one of my sister's favorite actors, and I think still is. He's a really, really good actor. He has played the spectrum of really good guys and really bad guys, and he does both really well. So if you want to see good acting and you want to see a big spectrum, go and look up the list of stuff that Fujiwara Tatsuya has played in and find something off of there. I cannot speak for all of them being good stories in and of themselves. We'll get back to some of the other stuff he's been in. Battle Royale, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it was my sister who reminded me / told me / assured me that I have seen these ones. I don't remember them. I don't remember them at all. So I can tell you nothing. By the way, though, Battle Royale Massacre, blah blah, infamous, kids, blah blah. That also reminded me, by the way, another thing that Japan is infamous for. If you have seen, what is it called? If you think Korea started that, they didn't. Japan has been doing death game stories for a long time. Can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up later. It's a Korean one that's super famous, and now they're already on to season 3 or something like that of it. And everybody's like, ooh, about this death game thing that's so original and so, I'm like, me and my sister are like, what? For years upon years, the Japanese have been doing this. This is nothing new. And they've got, I promise we'll get to them. It's coming. It's in D. It's coming. I can see it there. And actually, even in C, even those ones, for someone, I promise they're coming. Battle Royale, I don't remember if it's one of those death game ones or not, but it sounds like it probably was. So, the next one on the list, and I do remember this one, It's called Beck. And I remember this one more so because I watched the anime first. There is an anime called Beck. And oh my gosh, talk about sleepers. Sleeperiest of all sleepery animes. I can't believe I watched that whole thing. It is another one. This is something I used to be more into. And again, kind of the only reason I was is because this is all I could really find. Like, certain types of stories. Like, it's another one about a musical thingy. This one in particular, the reason I watched it, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, he looks so different in that picture. Sato Takura, he is one of my ultimate favorite actors. Has been for many, many years, and always will be, even though I haven't seen him act in anything in quite a while. He is an epic actor. He is so good. And then this one also had Mizushima Hiro, who's also a favorite actor. And so it's because of these two that I watched this one, as well as the fact, I mean, I also know Mukai Osamu. I've seen him in a lot of stuff too. But it's because of Hiro and Takeru that I watched this one. And also because I had seen the anime of it. This was a good movie. I did enjoy it. I think it was a pretty good sum up considering it's 2 hours and 25 minutes, and the anime, how long was that thing? I think potentially it even came from a manga. Yeah, down here, adapted from a manga. So it was a manga and it was an anime, and then it got turned into a movie. They did a rather decent job of cramming that entire manga and anime story into a movie. From what I remember, it was decently done. It was decently done. Even the movie itself was also a sleeper movie. So it was like, not a huge favorite. But it was a good movie. And then you have Beat Rock Love. I'm calling myself out here. This is the third, not in a row, because Battle Royale interrupted it. But Bandage, Beck, and Beat Rock Love. Like I just said, about the movies and stories centered on musicians. Here we go again. This one is also musicians. This one, actually, of all three that I just said, Bandage, Beck, and Beat Rock Love, this one was the best one in my opinion. Except, like this one, Takeru, Sug, I believe it's called, that he's from. He is quite interesting. I don't know what other word to use aside from eccentric. He wrote a couple of books, too, that were based on his band's CDs. I had both of those books because I wanted to read them, even though they're in Japanese. I wanted to read them. Then I lost them in the fire, and now I can only find book 2. I can't find book 1. Which makes me really sad. I wanted to read them. I was so curious to read them. This is book 2 that I was talking about. Lollipop Kingdom. I want book 1 back. This is book 2. I need book 1. And like, I don't even know if I want to. This is a tame picture, okay? When I say eccentric, I mean like, yeah, how do I... Anyway, okay. You can look that up for yourself, Takeru. That's part of why it's so hard to find. I can't even remember what it's called at the moment, but it's like... I can't find it. I'm supposed to be talking about Beat Rock Love. Beat Rock Love. I don't remember why I would have found this one. Ren Kiriyama, very likely, because I've seen him in a bazillion things. I'm pretty sure it's this one. When I watched this one, I didn't have subtitles for it. So I missed some stuff, obviously. But I don't entirely know why, but I have good memories with this one. That is a good one that is worth watching. I should probably watch it again. It likely had some sleeper aspects to it. But for some reason, that one sticks out as a good movie. So, we've now found 2 that I actually have good memories of and that I liked. And 2 that were sort of. We're getting there. We're getting there. The next one on the list is called Blue Spring. Is it the correct one? Did you give me the correct one? Oh boy. I think that's the correct one, but if that is, I don't remember it. Sorry, Blue Spring. I totally don't remember you. And yeah, I'm not even done B yet, and this thing is almost 40 minutes long. So, weird. I wrote it down. The next one is called Blue Light. Thank you, my drama list, for calling it the Blue Flame. That's not confusing. This one I watched because of Ninomiya from the group Arashi. Another J Entertainment. This one I don't remember a whole lot of, except massive sleeper movie. And I do not remember what the big impact is. I have something, major spoiler, in my head that I won't specify because it's a major spoiler. I have something in my head. Did that actually happen, or did it almost happen? And was that the big, or was it something else? Because yes, this was a sleeper movie, and when it got to the big, there was one, and it happened, and you're just like, yeah. This is a classic example of what a sleeper movie is. If you want to know what I keep going on about sleeper movies, Blue Flame. I know it as Blue Light. Ninomiya. Go look up that. That is classic sleeper movie. Whoa. Okay. And the next two movies I have to admit that I watched. When I say I never watch these kinds of movies, I mean it. I don't watch these kind of movies. But occasionally it has happened. And the only reason I'm going to admit to the fact that I watched them is because they're called Boys Love 1 and 2, except that the second one had another name because I know it as Schoolboy Crush. So I don't know, my drama list doesn't mention that name. For some reason, my drama list has them Boys Love and Boys Love the movie. Like, the crap, my drama list. That's not. Anyway, I don't watch stuff like this because I have zero interest in it. But occasionally I do. And like I say, the only reason I'm going to bring these up is because I have something important to say about both of them. Boys Love, I don't remember anything about it except that it was not love. I am not kidding. It is 18 plus for a reason. I don't know if I actually watched like most of this movie or if I just kind of ended up skimming through it. Saito Takumi. I've seen him in more than one way of thing, and I don't know how else to put it, but it's a little frightening. Him as an actor is a little frightening. I have no other way to put it. His characters are so intense. They always have something there's something about him that's just taken slightly aback. I don't know how else to put it. And this movie, the only thing I remember about it is that their whole relationship started with an act that rhymes with a fruit. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I really don't want that fruit being associated with this but everybody uses that fruit to cover for that act because places like YouTube have censorships, and apparently they catch the real word, and like there's all kinds of censorship happening around it. But that's what it was, people. That's what it was. I distinctly remember the scene. It was in a bathroom, and he literally attacked the guy. That is how the whole thing started. Because of that. And these two end up in a relationship where they have legit feelings for each other and all this stuff. I was floored. I was absolutely floored. That is so repulsive. Actually, I think potentially in that one major spoiler, because no, I don't recommend this in the slightest. I think potentially the actor that I was just talking about, I already closed it, so I don't remember his name now. I think potentially his character dies in the end. I think he's actually sick or something, I don't remember. It was really, from what I remember. And that's all I remember. It was bad. Oh, okay. Anyway, moving past that to Boys Love the movie. This makes no sense to me, my drama list. You're being really weird. I knew it as Schoolboy Crush. The only reason I want to bring up this one is because Sora. What made Sora start doing this? What is he doing and why is he doing it? And when it starts exploring the depths of that and like the reactions of like all of the guys around him, every other guy in this drama is so messed up, I don't even have words for it. Even the freaking teacher. He should be in jail, I tell you. He should literally be in jail. The fact that he went to an underage boy. Sora's not 18, I don't think. Or maybe he was just barely 18. Either way, it is so intensely repulsive that the teacher went and decided to do that. That's so repulsive. And on top of that, with somebody that much younger than him. Oh, it's repulsive. And yet at least he kind of sort of smartens up and grows up a little bit throughout this movie. And then there's the other boys that are just messed up. And I have to warn you, this thing says 15 plus. It is not 15 plus. Most of the movie, maybe you could get away with 15 plus. But there is a scene at the end of this drama. It's a movie. There's a scene at the end of this movie that they don't show everything, but they show more than enough. It is not a 15 plus. It is definitely an 18 plus scene. It is disturbing. It is a very disturbing scene. So if you decide to watch this movie, don't believe them. It's not 15 plus. Be older, be wiser, be careful of this movie. It is a very, very thought-provoking movie, and that's the only reason that... But be very careful if you watch it. The next movie is Byakutai. Okay, the reason that I watched this one, another favorite actor, Yamashita Tomihisa. I am still of the habit of calling him Yamapi, because that was his nickname for a long, long time. I do not think he goes by that nickname anymore, but I knew him as Yamapi, so I still have a habit of calling him Yamapi. He is also one of my top favorite actors. And even though I haven't seen him in anything in a long time, he's still one of my top favorite actors. Fujigaya Taisuke, I've seen him in a ton of stuff. And then, there's several of them in this one. There's Kuroki Mesa, again, is in this one. Several of them that I know in this one, which is the only reason why I watched it. Because this is one, it's like... the modern day people, and they get sent to the past, I'm pretty sure was what it was. Yamapi's character, and I think Taisuke's character as well. They're modern day people that get sent to the past, and they experience the life of their ancestors, and then come back to the present, and they used to be delinquents, and now they're smartened up because of what they experienced in the past. However, this is a really hard one to watch, and not the kind of thing that I would ever go and pick to watch again. Because I said before, I can't do war movies anymore. And in this one, you gotta be careful, because, what's it called? I cannot remember the term they use, but it's a hard one to watch. It's a well done one. It is, from what I remember, that is one of the ones I'm talking about. That is one of the better well done ones. I mean, that is one of the better done ones. And here again, why? Why do you do this to me? Why? I wrote it down as cell phone boyfriend, and I look it up on my drama list, and they call it mobile boyfriend. Really? Really? Okay. So, this one, I don't remember if I decided to watch this one, or if this one was because of my sister. Because I'm positive this is one of the ones she watched, and potentially one of the ones that she's reminding me that I did watch as well. So I think I potentially watched it because of her, or with her, or something. I don't know. I don't remember this one. I legit don't remember it. Keitai Karashi. Cell phone boyfriend. A dating simulation game from the mobile site Ice Cream. Yeah, I would definitely get something from Ice Cream. I want a boyfriend from Ice Cream. Oh dear. They interact with virtual boyfriends. Yeah, and there's something, it starts resulting in mysterious deaths. Yeah, that's all I remember about it, is that it's is horror the right word? Horror. Thriller, horror, supernatural. That's all I remember about it. I don't remember if it was really any good at all. These ones are good movies. I don't know why. I can't remember why, and I can't guarantee that if I watched them again, I wouldn't be like, what was I talking about? These movies are horrible. For some reason, my brain is telling me these are good movies. I only watched 1 and 2. If you look up, okay, sorry, The Chasing World. If you look up The Chasing World, there's literally like, why in my drama list? Why? The Chasing World? I wrote in The Chasing World. No, I wrote in Chasing World. And my drama list is like The Chasing World 3, The Chasing World, The Origin, The Chasing World 2, The Chasing World 5, The Chasing World, The Chasing World 4. Why? Why are you doing this? Why? And I don't remember why I originally watched these movies, but there you go. By the way, Death Games. This is practically a Death Game one. There are parallel worlds, I'm pretty sure, in this one, and there's something to do with, I don't know if it's blood type. I think it had to do with blood type. And there's these monsters that end up chasing you, and you have to like constantly escape from them and run from them. And the main guy has a sister that I think she was traumatized or something. She doesn't talk. I don't think she's responsive at all. She basically just sits there in a daze, staring. I don't remember much more about it than that. I apparently watched one or both of them. I have one date for Chasing World 1 and 2, November 8th, 2013. It's been a long time since I've seen these. I need to watch them again. From what I remember, these ones are worth it. They are good movies. Chasing World. I don't know, and as far as I know, I've only seen 2 of them. I did not see any of the others. Like I say, there's like 5 of them or something. The next one on the list is Child by Children. This was a very awkward movie. I'm telling you, it was very awkward. Because, oh gosh, my drama list. Why did you? That is such an awkward way of writing it. This movie was awkward because it was weird, because they are too young. That was just, I don't even remember what would have inspired them to do that. Where did that idea come from? Children don't just think of that. Yes, children are very curious and will do curious things, but it's inspired by something. Something makes them want to try it. Something makes them want to imitate it. They say 5th year of elementary school. I don't know what age that is. I think she's like maybe 11 or 10 maybe or something. But yeah, Child by Children. She is a child and she gets pregnant. And this movie, like, she's pregnant in this movie. I think she gives birth. I think she makes it all the way to the end and gives birth. I don't remember this movie very well. I only remember that that's what it's about. I don't remember how great it was. And I think it was potentially slightly sleeper. So there you go. If you're curious enough, you can look up that one. And then there's the movie called Confessions. This one is creepy as all get out, okay? It is just creepy as all get out. Because the adult and the children are both creepy, and they are creepy for different reasons. This is definitely a sleeper movie, but it is a sleeper movie that is worth it. It is messed up and it is creepy, but it is worth it. It came from a book. It is literally like the teacher, her 4-year-old daughter dies. And it is a murder. And it is a messed up. The whole thing is so messed up. Those 2 kids. Oh, it's messed up. It is. This is what I say. It's sleeper movies. This is what happens. And you just keep. I've seen this movie more than once. It's definitely worth watching. It is messed up. What kind of movie does it take for me to say I'm recommending that you go ahead and watch it, but it's messed up? Confessions is mostly messed up because it's like you as an adult are doing this to children. Even if you feel justified in it, no, you've crossed the line. This is so messed up. And it's because children are doing this to children, and that's creepy. This is a classic Japanese movie. I don't know how else to put it either. This is like a classic case of a classic Japanese movie. You want the authentic feel of an authentic Japanese classic. This is it. This is one of them. There's no other way to put it. Confessions. Yeah, you just gotta go and see it for yourself. Apparently I watched it June 5th, 2013, but I've seen it more than once. Definitely have seen it more than once. And then there's the movie called Crow Zero. Crow Zero and Crow Zero 2. Did I see both of them? This is another kind of, sort of, almost like a classic kind of Japanese thing. This one is more like an anime, from what I remember. And like the animes that turn into live action, I tell you, they really shouldn't. They shouldn't do that. There's a line. There are certain things that work in animes that just don't work when you translate them into the live action. This one is all about games. Like, I do not like this kind of scene where you get like 20 guys versus 20 guys just mob fighting each other. It's really, really annoying, and from what I remember, that's what this entire movie is. It's just mob fighting after mob fighting after mob fighting. Ogura Shun is probably the reason I watched it, and Yamada Takeaki might have been one of the reasons I watched it. These two actors, I've seen them in so many things. Shun Oguri is another one of my sister's favorite actors, and he kind of sort of is one of mine as well. Yamada Takoyaki, is one that sort of creeps me out because, like, whenever I think of him, I think of one of... I will get to it eventually. I don't remember what it's called at the moment. It was so messed up. And there was something that his character ended up doing that is like... And now every time I see him, I think of that. He's played in a few messed up things that were weird. And now every time I see him, I think of those. I think of his weird characters and his weird shows. And I'm like, thanks, dude. Why did you play in so many of those? Weird every time I see him. And it's messed up in a different way from Confessions, okay? And now we have finally just finished C. And this thing I have been recording, this video, is an hour long. This is insane. And I've only just finished C. But I'm going to have to finish there, even though we're getting into, like, the next one that I wanted to mention. Death Game Park. That's the one I was talking about. Death Games. Death Game Park is epic. But I'll have to talk about that in the next video. I am getting really tired of talking. And this is insanely long, and I've only just made it through C. But I hope you're enjoying this. I hope this isn't all in vain and pointless and dumb for me to be recording. What do you think so far? Leave a comment. Let me know if you've ever heard of any of these, or if I've made you curious or interested in any of them. There were definitely some of them that I said are definitely worth watching. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you feel like it. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.